Hey everybody, it is Wednesday, August 14th, 2013. My name is Wes Hagen. I'm the vineyard manager and winemaker for Clos Pepy Vineyards and Clos Pepy Estate Wines. We are going to be talking a little bit today about blending and putting together our final blends for the 2012 vintage here at Clos Pepy. I've been in this building for now about 4 hours this morning, and we have been tasting wine. So if I seem a little off my game or whatever, it's probably because I've been sipping and spitting for about 4 hours. And even when you sip and spit, when it's over 100 tastes, we probably did between 120 and 130 tastes this morning, you do start absorbing a little bit of wine through sort of your mouth and your tongue. So it should be fairly entertaining watching me try to explain today kind of what I learned today about the 2012 vintage. So after 4 hours and lots of notes, this is sort of what it looks like as I've been doing notes today. All of that time, 10 people, sommeliers, our interns, our boss, Steve Pepy, Andrew Turner, a bunch of our sort of best customers were here today to kind of taste through all these barrels blind. After tasting through all, 60 or 70 barrels, we ended up with this. And this is basically all of sort of the final summation of our work today. And what this means is this. We have chosen 4 barrels out of our Pinot Noirs. Barrels 9, 22, 27, and 43 will make up our Vigneron Select blend. So after going through every single barrel, 50 plus barrels blind of Pinot Noir, we all decided which our favorite 4 to 6 barrels were. So we acclamation voted our 4 to 6 best barrels, meaning you can vote for 4, 5, or 6, totally up to you, in order, ordered all the barrels, and then looked through all of our favorite barrels. And then after, we tasted each barrel individually blind from the 2012 vintage, and we chose our favorite barrels. Then we took all of our favorite barrels. We took like the 7 or 8 barrels that tend to show up in our best barrels over and over, and we started doing blends. So I put 8 beakers on the table and let people start putting together 4 wines out of those 8 to see which wines were great. And what we ended up doing is kind of did it socially. So everyone made their own best blend, and when we shared those blends with each other, and then we fine-tuned those blends. Maybe we really all decided that barrel C, and we did it blind. We did not do the same numbers over again. So even though we were tasting our favorite wines, we didn't know which wines we were tasting. Then we took those wines and we started putting together the best blends we could. Everyone seemed to love this blind C, E, and G barrel. And then we started to see what barrel could we add to that to make the best wine. In the end, we decided that these 4 barrels will make our best blind, our best reserve wine for long-term aging, our Vigneron Select. So after we did that, we decided to do something crazy. And that is, which of these barrels that we tasted by themselves is it a shame to put into the blend because it was such a unique and such a singular wine and barrel? Which of those wines really needs to be by itself and saved from blending? And in the end, we found that barrel number 15 really represented the beginning of the vintage, the more sort of slightly more structured, a little higher in acid, a little lower in extract. Sort of, if you were going to use the word Burgundian, which of course I hate, which really means elegant, restrained, earthy, and complex. 15 was the most elegant, earthy, and complex singular wine we could find. We saved it. We marked that barrel. We're going to barrel it by itself, 1 barrel, 22 to 23 cases, all by itself. And then we came up with barrel 39, which is what I have in my glass right now, which we decided sort of for a riper blend, for a blend that more approximates sort of the higher ripeness style, a little higher alcohol, higher extract for the people who like their Pinot Noir with a little more oomph and a little more ripeness. The 39 was our blend on that. So we're going to save 39. So we're going to do 22 or 23 cases by itself of 1 barrel, more elegant style, and also 22 to 23 cases of a slightly riper style. So this year, believe it or not, Clos Pepy is going to have 4 Pinot Noirs, all from their estate vineyard, all from 2012, all basically from the same vintage. We're going to have our regular, wonderful blend of our estate wine. We're going to have our Vigneron Select Reserve blend, and then we're going to have 2 wines, 22 cases of each, that are only going to go to people who buy full allocations of our wine. So it's kind of like, it's a little bit of a hook, it's a little bit of a carrot to get people to buy are full allocations. So if you buy a full allocation, you'll get a couple bottles of this added to your allocation, so you will be able to taste what we think is the more elegant version and the riper version. So that's what we did with Pinot Noir. Then with Chardonnay, we went through all the stainless barrels to make our Homage de Chablis blend, which I have in my glass, a blend of our Homage, and our barrel fermented blend. The barrel fermented this year is going to be smoking. Very, very balanced. The oak, I think, is better integrated than 2011, and the Homage de Chablis is its regular bone-dry, mineral, sort of elegant style. Now that I've got my head wrapped around a little bit about 2012, let me give you 2 minutes on 2012. 2012 was a very complete vintage right out of the press. It was sort of like hitting perfect shots off the practice tee playing golf. Makes you worried about what's going to happen later. But in the end, 2012 ends up being a little more elegant than I thought. I originally thought from tasting the wines early that the 2012 was going to be pretty ripe, pretty rich, and pretty big. Not so much. 2012, I think, will be closer to 2011 than it will be closer to 2010. 2010 was very ripe. 2011 was very sort of classic, and I think 2012 falls into closer to a classic vintage than a big ripe vintage or an underripe vintage. For what I love in Pinot Noir, elegance, earth, sense of place, beauty, and complexity, I think 2012 is going to be a smoking good vintage, and all 52 barrels or so that we made, I think, all showed amazing complexity, deliciousness, balance, and I think when you taste the 2012s, you'll know what I mean. This is a very special vintage, and I hope you guys share my passion for it. That's pretty much what we did today in the winery. Hopefully I was coherent enough after tasting over 120 blends today. I did spit, thank God, otherwise I'd be just basically blabbering a little more than I actually am. So that's it for Wednesday. We hope everyone had a great day, great week. We have Wine and Fire this weekend up in the Santa Rita Hills. If you still have time, come on up. I think there's still tickets for the grand tasting on Saturday night. And we'll watch the website, clopepi.com, as these wines go on sale for futures. Have a great day. Have a great week. Hopefully you learned something. See you.